you do if you found out that your favorite content creator was not single? Would you piss and shit and cry and tear down the shrine that you made for them in the back of your closet? Or would you go on about with your life? Maybe go out there, get some bitches? If your answer is number 2, good for you. You're pretty much like everyone else on the planet. A majority of people don't expect somebody to date them just because they watch them on the internet. It's impossible. Imagine if somebody like PewDiePie were to date everybody that gives him a love confession. He would probably be dead, to be honest. There's just not that much love a human being can give without just perishing on the spot. Most people understand that. Yet there's this really obnoxious thing that happens when content creators reveal that they're in a relationship. Often they'll end up getting comments like, well, what will your simps think? Or, oh, you're gonna lose followers. Or, boyfriend? Girlfriend? Unsubscribe. It's very, very common. And I wonder, do these people actually think that they had a chance? Is there a reason that they're so upset besides the fact that they really thought that they were gonna be the next Mr. or Mrs. Markiplier or whatever? I'm not sure. And I think a lot of it simply has to do with people wanting to maintain their own fantasy, and that's the fantasy in their head that one day they're going to meet XQC on the beach and he's going to sweep them off their feet and they're all going to ride off into the sunset in his Lamborghini or whatever car it is that he drives. Maybe one day Pokimane will notice their $300 donation and just stop her stream on the spot and be like, I gotta find this guy. I'm not sure, because a lot of the simp comments like, I would drag my balls through a mile of broken glass just to hear a fart through a walkie-talkie sound very absurd and more like jokes. People like to make jokes, and not all jokes translate super well over the internet. I want to believe it's all a joke. There's just no way. But with how angry some people get, I don't think it's all jokes, guys. In fact, it's definitely not jokes when you have people going to Meg Turney's house to try to shoot her boyfriend because they feel like they're the perfect person for her. Yes, this actually happened. It's awful, it's terrifying, and it's why a lot of content creators will completely hide that they're in a relationship or even pretend that they're single. It's not always out of a desire to extract the most money from lonely people as possible. Sometimes it's like a self-preservation tactic, because unfortunately with the internet you never know who's crazy, and the bigger a fan base gets, the larger the opportunity for a nut job to find you gets. But personally, I feel the more normalized something gets, the better it is for everyone involved. The more content creators stand up for themselves and put that boundary there, the better, I think. The less comfortable people will feel with actually getting to that level of parasocial delusion that they would actually go as far as to try to commit harm. And now that's kind of a stretch, because I understand that people like that are usually suffering from some type of mental illness. Health insurance sucks, and it's really hard to get mental health help, so a lot of these people are kind of on their own. But I feel like the environment of the internet can kind of contribute to some unhealthy expectations and behaviors, especially when it comes to the content creator and viewer relationship. So content creators on the internet tend to be more available than celebrities, so that kind of puts them in a worse spot when it comes to somebody acting like a total lunatic. So I 100% understand why people would want to totally hide that they're in a relationship. I don't blame them. I also don't think it's fair to say that everybody that's not shouting their relationship status from the high mountaintops are trying to take advantage of lonely viewers. Because the unfortunate thing about some types of lonely people, they don't necessarily wait for an invitation. They will kind of just make up whatever connections in their head that make them feel better. Some people's only social interactions are from the internet, and that's where a lot of these unhealthy parasocial relationships blossom from. From people relying on the internet as a crutch instead of going out there and making friends or having social interactions. And I totally understand that it can be hard to make friends. It's scary out there. You never know who's a lunatic. But think of it this way. A while back, a Telegram group of zoo sadists got exposed. So these people not only enjoyed hurting animals, but they also wanted to have sex with them too. And some of those people were in relationships, and those people had friends. So if some people that are honestly considered to be the scum of the earth can still make friends, can still have relationships, I feel like that should give some hope to everybody else out there who's struggling. I remember a while back when Nicolol first blew up, she said that she had a boyfriend and allegedly lost 200,000 followers. First of all, that's actually not what happened. Her account got wrongfully suspended, and the way Twitter works is that sometimes it takes a minute for the numbers to display correctly. So while her account was being restored, it was kind of just taking a while for her follower count to go back to normal. But instead people memed on it and were like, see, this is why content creators should stay single, stay available for me. Nicole, I'll date me, pick me. I love you the most. It was just really, really crazy. I feel like a lot of people don't actually think that way. Most people following content creators, even if they do have a crush on them, they're not going to sit there and be like, every time I give Pokimane $1, she loves me more. Soon she will be my bride. Like, no, most people don't think that. And it's kind of weird that this idea that everybody following a content creator, especially if that content creator is female, is just kind of waiting in a line for their chance to be in a relationship with them. And as soon as they don't get that chance, they're going to disappear. That's just not the reality of it. And I wish people would stop perpetuating that idea, because it continues to put forth this really unhealthy and kind of shitty dynamic between content creators and their viewers, in that a lot of creators feel like if I don't seem like I'm available, I'm gonna lose followers, but if I seem like I'm available, people are gonna say I'm taking advantage of lonely people. Like, unless a content creator is sitting there saying, if you give me money, I will date you. If you give me money, I will be your boyfriend or girlfriend. I don't really think they're taking advantage of lonely people. In fact, sometimes I feel like lonely people are taking advantage of the fact that the content creator is there to be friendly and entertaining, and they kind of, you give them an inch and they take a mile. I don't like hiding that I'm in a relationship, even though I don't put my relationship out there really. I don't really put my partner out there because, they're just kind of a normal person, and I want them to be able to have a normal life and not have to deal with some of the stuff I have to deal with being a content creator. And that is people being really weird, people role playing as me on the internet, people making up stuff about me on the internet, I had sex with Susu that one time, but I don't have any proof, but it happened. People just making shit up. Weird criticism that I get for things that I can't help, like the fact that I have huge fucking teeth. I'm sorry, I can't help that. It's just the way that things are, The Lord made me and said, this bitch gonna have big ass teeth. And I was like, well, thank you, I never have a problem chewing. There's also this unfortunate idea that if content creators do XYZ things, they're gonna attract stalkers or invite stalkers. And the problem with stalkers is that they don't wait for an invitation. They will kind of just stalk whenever they feel like it. And being a content creator is sometimes just a ticking time bomb. You never know who's gonna snap, you never know who's going to be crazy. So a lot of people will take precautions to try to protect themselves, hiding their relationship status, or not talking about their family or their friends or their personal life. They kind of put that wall up there between themselves and the viewer base. And I feel like it's really unfortunate that has to exist just because of some shitty people out there. If you reach into a bag of candy and there's a chance that one of those candy is poisoned, you might not want to reach into the bag. The odds of you being poisoned might be small, but it's there. And that is why I don't like to pander. I don't like to let people think they have a chance when they don't. I feel like not only is that awkward for me, but that sucks for the viewers. If somebody is that gullible that they think they're gonna have a chance, I just feel bad for them, damn, you're wasting your time. You could be out there getting friends, getting bitches. You could be living a more fulfilling life than sitting on the internet and waiting for approval from people that probably don't know you exist. And oftentimes the people who think this way, they're on huge copium. They'll show up into people's comment section and be like, you guys know she has a boyfriend, right? You guys know, right? Why you mad? They're mad and they want to pretend like they're in the majority, but the reality is most people don't think that way. And I'm very grateful for that, Thank you guys, most of you, some of you, for being functioning human beings. I know it's hard, but you guys are out there and you're doing it. Well, that was just my 2 cents on something that I see happening pretty frequently to content creators. Sometimes it happens to me too. I don't know. I don't really know what to make YouTube videos about sometimes, and I see that the whole sitting there talking about life thing works for other people, so I don't know, maybe it'll work for me too. Thanks for watching. If you watched, shout out to you. Word to your mother. I don't know how to end this video, so I'm just gonna leave.